Mr. Irving listened with flushed cheeks and sparkling eyes.
And? Do these societies have proper clubs?
Oh, you bet. Singapore's famous for its clubs. Way out by the Singapore River past Chinatown, there's the Club City. Full of mushroomy things underground.
Catacombs?
Yeah, that's it. The underground exits are a big plus for these clubs.
Which one's the most prestigious?
Well, that's ranked by total prison years. You divide the sentence time by the number of members, and voila, social rank achieved. The gambling fish, that's what they call the cool-headed card sharks, did about 40 years altogether. 10 members, 4 years each. Bottom rung, morally bankrupt. Then you've got the execution roundtable. 17 members, 150 years total. Those are respectable folks in that world. And if you want high society, look at the Knife and Revenue Brotherhood. Middle of the pack. 12 members, 700 years of prison combined. That's including over 400 years still on the run from the law.
So 40 years means you're mob, the lower class, and 700 puts you in the middle class. And you, dear stranger, which class do you belong to?
I'm part of the upper 1,000.
The what?
The 1,000! Oh, it's a real thing.
And how many members are in this 1,000 club?
5. Over 200 years per member. If you subtract 1/3 for good behavior like they do in prison, it still leaves a solid 1,000.
That's impossible. You can't divide 1,000 years of prison among just 5 men.
Being in the upper 1,000 is like being a lord. The full sentence of the father passes down to his eldest son. That's why our society is also known as the Loyal Apples.
Why call them loyal apples?
Because they didn't fall far from the tree. The father's prison time becomes the son's resume. There are families in this club older than some Chinese dynasties.
So that's the top of the line?
Nope. The truly untouchable elite are known as the diligent mummies. Hats off to them.
What are they?
Both mummies are indeed diligent. Whenever the police are on their trail, they vanish like a puff of smoke.
But why call them mummies?
If we were to itemize all their crimes and convert each potential death sentence to 15 years in prison, including time served, the total would match the age of the oldest mummy in the British Museum.
And how many are in the Diligent Mummies Club?
2. Elegant, huh? One of them is the Big Buffalo. You're not allowed to talk to him unless he talks to you first. He acts just like you, Mr. Irving.
I see. Well, never mind.
And if someone talks to him anyway, he might just stab them in the belly.
I hope you've not experienced that with me, dear Jose.
True, but you're still young.
And who's the other one?
Jimmy's face darkened.
Dirty Fred the captain.
What kind of man is he?
Terrifying.
Still go on.
He's the smartest man alive. Stingy, ruthless, sour-tempered, and there's nothing he wouldn't do for money. Cheats everyone, profits from everything, keeps to himself, wanders the world alone, and, as his name suggests, he's absolutely filthy.
And the Big Buffalo is his friend?
They hate each other. 10 years ago, they got into a fight over how to split the loot. Buffalo pulled a gun, but Fred was faster with his knife. Buffalo hovered between life and death for 2 full months. That's when he swore off rum until he could kill Dirty Fred.
And? Do you enjoy living like this?
Well, I don't really have a choice.
Imagine this. I appoint you as my court storyteller because, you see, I am Prince Saint Antonio de Vicenzo, Galapagos, ruler of the Islands of Happiness.
Your Majesty, it doesn't surprise me that you're a sovereign. I sensed right away I was dealing with a young man from a good family.
I rule the Islands of Happiness. My seat is in Elmira, the capital. And I envy you. You'll just step off the boat with your hands in your pockets, whistling through the docks, strolling peacefully. I may be ruler of a great realm, but somehow I feel it's wrong to ascend the throne by fate alone without first understanding people. It's so self-evident.
Self-evident, I'm over 20 and I've never said that word before.
And what happens when a new drifter arrives at the harbor? How can he reach the club district?
It's not easy to make your mark. You need connections, references.
And you, do you have the right connections to the better circles of the underworld?
Me. I'm as respected in Singapore as a private secretary.
Jimmy had always held the role of private secretary in very high esteem. He had no idea what one actually did, but imagined him as a well-dressed, serious-looking gentleman with an enormous salary.
And if I were to ask if you'd be willing to ease my way a little, supposing I had plans to...
You mean, you plan to blend into Singapore, Mr. Irving?
Listen here, good man, and stop asking questions. That would be improper.
Improper. Another word I've never said. And so, self-evident.
Let's speak frankly. You've earned that. You're a loyal and respectful subject. Until now, I've never made a move without the guidance of my mentor and, by God's grace, my relative, the late Mr. Gould. Or without the regent, Prince Fernandez. All I know of St. Cyr is the bleak building of the military academy. In London, I lived in the Royal Palace and Buckingham Castle. That was home.
Self-evident.
I've only ever ridden in carriages or cars, always with an escort, and only on major boulevards. This is the first time Mr. Gould's misfortune has left me alone, and I'll disembark in Singapore alone as well. But my Singapore court is already waiting at the docks. We have a palace there. During the 2 wettest months of the year, the ruler of the Islands of Happiness always resides in Singapore. The staff won't recognize me. They haven't seen me since I was 2 years old.
Your Majesty must have changed quite a bit since then.
Just let me finish. This is perhaps the only, maybe the last chance in my life to do, if only briefly, what I want. I want to see the people in the streets, the citizens, the underworld. I'll avoid the royal reception upon landing.
But if you don't show up, they'll turn all of Singapore upside down looking for you.
Exactly. I must stay in Singapore for a full month before I can officially assume the throne. I want just 2 days to myself, as a man, understand? And so that no one disturbs me, so they don't search for me, and I can live as I please. You, stranger, will take my place.
Just a cough. The tea and the surprise.
When you disembark, wherever you see a line of distinguished men in tuxedos and uniforms, that's where you go. Gomperez Hidalgo, the master of court, whom I've also never met, will be waiting. They'll escort you to the palace. Just say you're feeling a bit unwell. Stroll about. Read.
That last part, maybe I'll skip.
So if anyone asks anything or makes a request, just say, "Not now, perhaps in a day or 2. You can't go wrong. Even if you do mess up, I'll fix it later."
But Your Majesty, me doing this?
You're not responsible for anything. As sovereign, I deem it necessary to appoint a substitute for a few days due to exceptional circumstances.
Exceptional? Exceptional. That's actually a pretty good word. But won't I get locked up for this?
I command it. No harm can come to you. You're helping me live among the common men for 2 days, and in return, I'll give you a taste of what it's like to be a ruler.
But I hardly look royal, except for this lorgnette. Exceptional indeed. But otherwise...
They'll quickly tailor a couple of outfits from Mr. Gould's wardrobe in the ship's tailoring room. Say and do whatever you want. It doesn't matter if they think the ruler's a bit of a fool for a few days.
As long as I'm standing in for you, Majesty, that rumor will not spread.
I think you'll perform better at court than I ever would in a dive bar.
It's not easy to earn respect there.
The next day, the ship docked near Parangan Island. Singapore was already visible in the distance. At a humble coal-loading dock, a committee came aboard to verify the relief ship's report and grant permission to dock. Everyone on board was in high spirits. The only complaints were about nighttime hiccups, even though, following Palmerston's advice, they were given opium in the evenings. Unclear why. The ship's log contained the precise coordinates of the Honolulu star, both in latitude and longitude, north and south. One of the stokers had vanished. Average speed, 18 nautical knots. A chest of drawers went missing from cabin 20.
That was the cabin of the late Mr. Gould, who received a sailor's burial.
Yes.
What happened to the cabinet?
I don't know. It disappeared. Why does it matter?
Do you know accounting, Captain Worth?
A little.
1 year, the English bank's report was off by 2 pence. They worked 3 full weeks, day and night, until they found the discrepancy among millions of pounds.
So?
Turned out the error was 2 million pounds, but they only discovered it because of the 2 pence. I see. Sadly, I searched for that cabinet, but it's vanished. Untraceable.
A new passenger boarded at the island. No one knew why he was in Parangon. Not even he did. His name was Boniface, and he stepped aboard the Honolulu Star. He'd heard they needed a ship steward and applied on the spot. He'd make sure to disembark in Singapore. He had no desire to go to Tahiti. But if he'd said that out loud, he'd have been left behind in Parangon. Hands in his pockets, he wandered the deck. And suddenly, the man turned.
Fulig Jimmy! Hey!
Boniface! Jimmy thought in terror. That rat! A filthy informant, or so they said. He'd blow his cover in a second. So much for being a king. And there goes Jose Pombio, too.
Hello? Fulig Jimmy?
Jimmy raised his lorgnette and looked Boniface over from head to toe.
I see we're dealing with a public disturbance here.
Jimmy, what's gotten into you?
That tone is improper. You oaf.
Not even gonna shake my hand?
I'll pass. You're mistaking me for someone else. By the grace of fate, my name is Jose Pombio. What do you want, foolish stranger?
You're not seriously trying to deny you're Fulig Jimmy?
I don't understand you, good sir. I am not Fulig Jimmy. I am Jose Pombio.
You think I'm stupid?
That's self-evident.
He turned to walk away, but Boniface stepped in front of him.
What's this performance for?
Let me pass.
For a moment, Boniface hesitated. Could he be wrong? Maybe it wasn't Fulig Jimmy after all. He grabbed him.
Hold on a second.
I don't hold on, good sir.
And with that, the mysterious traveler slapped him. Boniface's brain spun. Darkness clouded his eyes. His teeth rattled. He stumbled. The stranger walked on. Boniface blinked rapidly, then rubbed his cheek and stared after the retreating figure with a dazed grin.
Now you can talk all you like. There's only one slap like that in the world. By God, that's Fulig Jimmy.
By twilight, Singapore's shape was clearly visible. Its street lamps flickered to life one by one, glowing like yellow stars along the edge of the sky. To be continued.